Yeah, there we go. We're jamming now. Hey, happy Wednesday night, everybody. It's good to see y'all. Hey, I got to shout these folks out that have been in the chat. I mean, they started so early. I mean, Kathy Gahan, I posted this, I don't know what time it was, like 4:30 or 3:30 or something like that this afternoon. Boy, she was on there just within minutes saying hi. And yeah, so Kathy was here first. She beat everybody by an hour at least, if not more. Then Crazy Ann popped in. There's my sweetie. Yep. And Rebecca Felter. Awesome. TM. Great to see ya. TM says, I do miss the campfire. How long has the fire been gone? Since May 1st. Yeah. Around the Campfire is coming back in November. So hang tight. It's coming back. There's Metal Music Maniac. Great to see you, buddy. Yeah, everybody is there. There's Kathy jumping in right there at the last comment. There she is. So nice to see you, Kathy. So, hey, I got somebody in the basement. We're going to just, typical Wednesday night camp chat. Yeah, talk about things that have been going on. And I got something tonight to talk about that's a little different. Yeah, we'll get to it. As soon as we get some folks in the house. Make sure to share it out, folks. And I've had two of my best gals share it out already. That's cool. Yeah. So I got someone in the basement. I want to pull him up here with me. Boom. There he is. Running water.
Hey.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You got running water in that truck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Joe W. Life Adventures. Joey, great to see you. Yeah. I'm a little slow on the mouse tonight. Boy, the weather here has been, since yesterday, has been crap. I mean, it's just crap. It's misty constantly and cold. So it's cold and wet. My arthritis kicked in, man. Oh shit! My left hand for the last 2 days, I haven't been able to use it. I'm to open a liter size pop bottle. I had to stick it under my left arm and crank on it with my right hand because I couldn't do it. I couldn't even hold the bottle with my left hand. It was so damn bad. Well, at least I got a good attitude, even though it hurts like hell. Yeah, it's been a rough weekend for me. The last few days, it's been such a sweet, sour weekend. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail about it, but Sunday I had my oldest daughter and two of my grandkids and one of my grandson's girlfriend. They came out to camp and visited for almost 4 hours. That was great. They lived way downstate here in Wisconsin. I'm going to have to get down there and see them between now and next camp season because I haven't been down to their place forever. But we had a great visit, except they felt bad to show up and have to share with me bad news. Well, 3 of my grandchildren, their father passed away. Now, I had heard through the grapevine that he had, but I didn't. There was no confirmation on it. No, he passed away, and that's pretty sad. He was, I believe, he was only 46 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not that old of a fella, you know. That's running water. Yeah, watch it. You're next, eh? No, oh shit, no. We'll get into that. If you're not careful, you could be.
I'm tough. I bounce.
Yeah, you ain't Tigger. And then my oldest girl, I asked her, what in the world are you doing up here? You know, I mean, she's got hours, hours and hours of driving to get up here. And I asked her, what are you doing up here in the first place? And she goes, you didn't know? And I go, no what? And she goes, well, my ex-wife, she says, Mom's fiance wasn't feeling well, and she went up to him and held his face and said, are you okay? And he said, my chest really hurts. And he laid his head on her shoulder and died. Oh, ain't that a son of a bitch? I mean, oh my God. Yeah, she's my ex-wife, but she was still the love of my life, and my heart goes out to her. Man, oh man, what I know that wouldn't have happened with me. Probably about 3 days after I'd passed away, she goes, what stinks in this house? So I wouldn't have been right there. No, ouch. Yeah, I feel, her heart's broke. Yeah, I really do feel for her. And then I was informed of some bad news that my ex-wife is critically ill now. Yeah, she's got a condition that's non-operable, can't be cured. They haven't given her a prognosis. She doesn't have any idea at this point how fast things are going to progress. So she's got a real tough future to look forward to, and we don't know how long it'll be. So I guess the best I can do is ask that everybody send their prayers out to this anonymous Sty's ex-wife, and just send your prayers out that what's left of life is good. Yeah. Look at this character in the basement. You find all kinds of shit in the basement, don't you, Running Water? We found that out when you were up visiting. Look there. Didn't find that in that basement, though. If we would have found that in that basement, man, I would have run out screaming, oh my God, it's haunted. Yeah.
What's happening, gentlemen?
Wednesday night. That's what's happening.
Yeah, got the tongue there running water?
Oh, he does most of the talking.
Oh.
Yeah. We try to keep the conversation intelligent.
All right. I'll see you later then.
Oh, shit. You don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Yeah. We need a good balance going on here, Phil.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, if I could put you in the middle, I would, because then we'd have a good balance going on.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mary Jones. Hi, Mary.
Hey,
I just noticed Bean blending in with the camouflage back there.
Yeah. He's all hiding in the blankets. Great to see you, John. Thank you, John.
Kathy Gahan. Oh, I know, John. I know.
Yeah, Kathy, isn't that tough? But
I'm okay with it. I've embraced my inner stupid. Okay.
Yeah, that's how You actually come off a lot smarter once you embrace your inner stupid.
Yeah. Well, as long as you admit it, then you're not trying to come across as someone who's smart. Because when you're trying to come across as someone who's intelligent, and you're not Joe Biden, then it's a problem.
That's good. Oh, don't swear on my channel right at the beginning. I mean, God, jeez. I have a hell of a time now. Yeah. The things that run through my mind. Hey, Mystic Bunny, sweetie. The Tacos Tuesday was yesterday.
Yeah, right.
You had.
I gotta turn my fan on for a minute.
Yeah, gotta turn my fan on for a minute. My fan. I got two fans in my apartment. Now, you're gonna consider this weird. I don't, because I pay my rent every damn month, and my electricity is included. Those fans they've only been turned off once every 3 months for the last 3 years. That's no shit. I bought them brand new when I moved into this place. They're 3 years old. They've only been turned off once every 3 months. I shut them off once every 3 months, and I tear them all apart, scrub them up so they're like new again, put them all back together, turn that sumbitch right back on, and it don't get shut off. It runs 24/7. My two fans are running 24/7. I tell you what, I sure got my money's worth out of these two fans. They both still run like they just came out of the box. But I'm afraid every time I do shut them off, once every 3 months, that they won't start again. That it could be its last breath. But I gotta have I gotta feel. It doesn't have to be I gotta feel the air movement. It doesn't have to be a strong breeze or anything, but I need the air movement. Otherwise, I get claustrophobic. Maybe that's why I do so good outdoors. Hey, Dr. Smith. Hello. Hey, Mike. Good to see you.
Oh, no, I just did the same thing. What's up, EWaste, Mike? I got a little desk fan. It's a little metal fan. It's a tabletop thing. It kind of just sits right there. It's got 2 speeds, and all summer long, I turn that thing on, and that blade would move really slow, and I'd stick something in there trying to kickstart it. Like and
once it gets warm, it'll run faster. Yeah.
And finally, it wasn't doing nothing anymore. I could hear it, but it wasn't doing nothing anymore. So I started, we've been so slow at work. I started taking the thing apart, right? Yeah. Bitty screws on the front and the back, and I'm taking it apart and I'm cleaning it. And I'm trying to figure out, what's hanging it up. And I finally get to the point where, well, screw it. If it's not going to work, I'm going to take it down to the point where you're not supposed to take it down to, right?
Right.
So there's this itty bitty Torx thing, and I've got that at work, and I untorx the little things. I start breaking it down, and I start cleaning other things, and then I go to the post, and I take this guard off the back. I go to the post on the back, and the post on the back's got some gunk on it. So I get a little bit of alcohol and a little bit of toilet paper, and I spin that thing, and I get it as clean as I can. I move it back and forth a little bit, flip that little switch. So of course, I've had the thing plugged in the whole time I was doing all that. Even
that's smart. Yeah, that's
right. I myself at any time. Although the power wasn't turned on to that, but the power was going to that.
Oh yeah, power in.
It was like a brand new fan.
Mm-hmm.
I put the son of a gun back together, and it blew air like it hadn't blown air in 4 years. So next time I know what I got to do to fix the thing.
I am so proud of you. Boy, I think totally differently, Phil, because I am so anal about our throwaway society. And I've had people that I didn't think were that way so much. Actually, boy, they just got quiet and they didn't have nothing to say. And I go, why aren't you chatting? Well, I'm thinking about what you said. I'm sorry that I'm that way. I cannot believe what the hell people throw away. Nobody fixes a damn thing anymore. They just had this attitude that, I talked to a guy just little over a week ago that said he got a 75-inch television. And I said, wow, I got a 65. I said, I'm not going to spend the money to get one that's 10 inches larger. And he goes, you wouldn't? I go, no, because my 65-inch is only a year and a half old. I said, if my TV fries, I'll find out how much it costs to fix it. And if it's less than buying a new 75-inch, I'll get it fixed. Oh, he says, I replaced mine just to get that extra 10 inches. I said, so what did you do with the 65-inch? He said it's sitting out in the garage in the side shed. I said, but what are you going to do with it? He says, let it sit there until somebody decides they could use it. What? I said, you could sell it for $250. Easy. 65-inch TV. You advertise it for $250, it'll be gone tomorrow. He goes, not really, because most people just want to go buy a new one that's a 75-inch. Screw your 65-inch. I said, it's that mentality that pisses me off.
Mhm.
When I was growing up, we had a black and white, they called them portable TVs. You know, they were pretty good size, but they had a handle on the back. So that's a portable TV. Black and white TV sat in one of those aluminum racks with a little shelf under it. We had that damn thing from 1964. My mother still had it in the 1980s. And we're still using it. Still black and white, but we're still using it. It never got thrown away. She gave it to somebody that actually didn't have a TV. So it got repurposed, you know, sent down the road. We never threw nothing away. Never threw nothing away. I had an old GE electric mixer with the bowl set and everything. Old General Electric. That damn thing was made in 1949. And in the 1980s, I still had that damn thing. And it's like you said, Phil, it got to the point where if you ran it, it smelled like it was hot, like there's something going to burn up in it, you know. So I tore it all down and I re-greased the armature, and I couldn't find brushes for it anywhere aftermarket. So, but I found a set that were so close that I was able to file them to the right size. I made a new set of brushes. That thing ran like it was brand spanking new. But the damn thing was 80 years old, for God's sake. You know, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time replacing my living room TV. My living room TV is a 55-inch TV. And it's okay for where it's at. I mean, you know, I don't need anything bigger, really bigger than that. The problem is it's not a smart TV.
Yeah, see, you want to be smart.
Yeah, so if I want to, yeah, fine, I can watch stuff in there, but I can't watch my Netflix or any of the other stuff on that TV.
See, they took advantage of us on that. They took advantage of guys like you and I when they started calling things smart TVs, smartphones. We're like, oh shit, now you can buy smart. Son of a bitch. I'm going to run out there and buy me some smart, you know? Now you can't call me stupid all the time. I'll hold my phone at you, you know?
I always thought the little Smarties would make you smart, but that never worked for me either.
No, shit. I took those pills for years. They never worked. Yeah.
Not worth a damn.
That's it.
That's
it. The hey, Lodestar. Yeah.
Well, when I painted this room down here, I had the old one from our bedroom. I want to say it's like a 45-inch. I had it down in this room. I haven't put it back in here because it's not a smart TV either. It just sits down in my basement unhooked.
So. Well, see, now TM's saying that his living room's too small for a 75-inch TV. I'm running water knows. Where I'm sitting right here in my studio, from my eyes to that screen's about 7 feet. Ain't it running water?
Oh yeah.
And it's 65 inch. So there's very little of my peripheral that doesn't have that screen in it. If I put a 75 in here, I'm covered, man.
You just get one of those curved ones, and you just surround yourself.
Yeah, that I was tempted, I was tempted to get a curved, but at the time, if I could have gotten a 75-inch curve for a comparable price to this, I had to go out and get a Philips, so I paid almost double of what the generic TV brands are.
You mean the Chinese one?
But with a Philips, in fact, that's got a 24-month warranty on. I still got 6 months warranty left on this TV, so it was worth the extra money.
Well, and then you've got my TV. You've seen my TV next to Joe's in the living room there. My TV's what, 12 years old now?
Yeah.
Joe keeps saying, "Well, why don't you replace it, and get a smart TV?" It's like, it does what I need.
Right.
Yeah.
You're home 9 days every 3 months, and so you're going to go out there and buy a brand new smart TV to come home play PlayStation. Bullshit. Yeah. See, you're thinking. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. Well, scary.
Hey, I had fun today. Actually had fun today. I finally got the time to sit down and edit and get it scheduled. A video that I made with running water and my granddaughter Allie. When they came and visited me, we went and explored an abandoned property. I had fun. Getting that video together today. And that bugger's going up on Sunday. Everybody, man, make a note to yourself. Watch for that video popping up on Sunday. It's a good watch. And watch it all the way through. It's 40 minutes long. So set some time aside. But it's worth watching it all the way through, I guarantee you. And there's a little mishap buried in there that you'll know it when you see it. And I managed to get that mishap from 2 different camera perspectives. So it's fun. It's fun. Hey, Peppers in Kentucky Living just slid in the house. There's Bradley Whitworth and Mr. Fulton.
877 cash now.
Mr. Fulton's asking what your favorite M&M flavor was. When I was a kid, you did.
Yep.
There you go. There.
Boop flavored.
There you go. When I was a kid, that pissed me off. I can remember it as clear as a bell. Take a bag, and I think everybody's done that as a kid. You take a bag, open it up, dump it out on the table, and you separate all the colors. So you got all the different colors, and then you can see where you get screwed. There's Beaner.
Now we got some intelligence here.
Yeah. Boy, now we're out of balance. I mean, but I can remember taking them and going, why does every frickin' color taste the same? That's because they're all packed with the same poop. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, as a kid, I didn't eat chocolate. I would eat chocolate things like Reese's peanut butter cups, Snickers, anything that was like pure chocolate. I didn't care for. So the peanut M&Ms were mine. Of course, when I grew up, we had M&Ms and we had peanut M&Ms. There weren't all these tutti fruity, fluffy, fruity flavors you got now of almonds and all this crazy crap.
Yeah. I'll never forget when I was in Vegas. One of my trips to Vegas, I'm just walking the strip, and then I saw the M&M store, and I walked in there, and I said, "Holy Jesus, I'm going to go into a diabetic coma, just standing in that place. Giant tubes that are about 14 inches around, all the way up to that big tall ceiling, full of every color, every flavor M&M in the world. And next to each tube is this dispenser. You can pull a bag out, and you put it over this little funnel thing, and it's got a lever you can pull, and it dumps M&Ms in that bag, as many as you want, until that bag's full if you want. And I thought, this place is insane. I mean, talk about corrupting the diets of the world, even having a freaking store like that. But the most rewarding thing in that store was watching this little fat kid takes off, and he starts running. He starts pulling all those chutes open. There are M&Ms flying all over the freaking place, man. Every time he'd pull one of those chutes open, about a half a pound of M&Ms would drop out of there, and they'd just go. Psh! So there were M&Ms all over the floor, and one of the store workers is running after that kid. The kid's mother's yelling at the father, "I hope you brought enough money to pay for all that shit." I enjoyed it. Las Vegas got some of the best shows you could ever see, and that was one of them. Yeah. Heck, I'd watch that fat kid do that again before I go to one of the strip shows. Those strip shows, once you see that shit, you're just seeing the same shit over again.
Yeah.
But that M&M store, some fat kid dumping M&Ms all over the store, you don't get to see that shit every day.
That's entertaining.
You bet.
Now, those old, I'll use the term titty bars from back in the day. I can remember being in the Marine Corps and going to my first one over in Okinawa. And then, of course, we visited a few of them in Korea. I did one when I was in the United States. I did one when I was in Hawaii. And after that, never been to one. I've never been to one in the continental United States. Got no interest.
I used to go to them when I was a young man. I used to go to them because the entertainment was watching all the other guys. Mm-hmm. And then my favorite prank, I pulled it on a buddy of mine, and it really, I mean, that boy damn near puked. And all these guys sitting around that stripper stage, all the guys, and all of a sudden I haven't got anybody sitting next to me within 5 seats on either side. Because I kept telling my buddy, I said, "Boy, she's pretty, ain't she?" And he goes, "Yeah, she is pretty." And I said, he said, "God, I wish I could have her." And I said, "I've had her." And he said, "Yeah, you're full of shit." And I said, "No, really?" Well, then the next dancer come out, and I said, "She's a good looking one too." And he goes, "I suppose you've had her too?" "Yeah, I've had her." Well, I did that on the first 5 dancers, telling them I've had her. Well, the 6th one come out, and he goes, "That's enough of that shit, Sty. I don't want to hear it. You're going to tell me that you've had her too." And I said, "No, I haven't had her, but I'm having her now."
Oh, Sty.
Yep. Nobody wants to sit by me anymore. What the hell's wrong with these people? No.
That's why I hear when you go to these, places where they play these pornographies, those big movie theaters, there's a lot of seats in between people out there. I've heard it said.
Well, I've only been to a theater where they showed a XXX movie, once. The ex-wife, we were staying in a hotel, and there was this porn theater just at the end of the block, and she goes, "We should go there and check that out. That's something never done." And I said, "Yeah, okay, I don't give a shit." And I was surprised how cheap those movies are compared to going and watching a regular ticket movie. You get like 3 movies for $5, And we got in the theater, and like you said, everybody's sitting well spread apart, and it's almost all guys. But when we walked in, there were 2 couples, and they were older couples. We were only in our 20s at the time. and they're older couples, 2 of them, sitting together, all 4 of them. And the title of the movie was Frat House. We sat right behind them old couples because the wife felt more comfortable being by these older people, right? That's the way she felt, at least. I mean, that movie, it didn't, within 3 minutes of it starting, and this is a big, huge screen, and all of a sudden you got this giant penis on the screen. I mean, it's filling the room, right? This old gal sitting in front of us looks at her husband and she goes, "Is that a frat?" Because the title of the movie was Frat House. And she goes, "Is that a frat?" I spit pop and popcorn all over the damn place. Naivety is priceless. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, I never could understand strip clubs. The purpose of it. It's like someone putting like a nice big Thanksgiving feast in front of you, and all you can do is yell at it and shove dollar bills in his butt, and then you get to go home and have peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get to look at you can look at the feast, but you don't get to have any.
I would not want to be a janitor at one of them theaters, man. That would not happen.
I mean, the floor is sticky enough when you go to a regular movie theater when it's all over.
Yeah. Right? At least that's nothing but spilt pop and Skittles.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, see, smart way to do it is have the psych ward furniture, and you have your power washer, and just
yeah. Right. Hey, Dojo!
Hey. What's up, brother?
Great to see you, brother.
What's happening?
I just got back in and see you live. Ooh,
he says. Yeah. Great.
You look like you're in a different place. So you look like you're in a different place, but we're not looking up at the ceiling.
I'm in the same place. I'm just in a different seating position.
Oh, see, there's a feeling we're used to.
That's it. Yeah. If we don't see the clock up there in the corner, then we're like, "Where is he?"
Well, now when he had it the other way, we can see outside and see the fence when the zombie apocalypse comes to the UK, so we know to start shutting down the borders here.
Yeah. That's why I love that movie 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later, because you notice the zombies start there in Great Britain, and what does the world do? They put the whole freaking country under isolation and wall it in.
We had that with the pandemic, and the stupid sons of bitches couldn't do that.
Yeah. See, and that's it, is the way they handled COVID. If we have a zombie outbreak, we're all screwed, man. There's no way in hell they're stopped. In fact, they'll have special flights, zombies only. We're going to evacuate the whole city. There was only 4 normal people. All the rest of the people on the plane were zombies. I don't know how they got on there. Biden will say, we will vet them when they get here.
Yeah, zombie lives matter.
Zombie lives matter.
Even though they're dead.
I'd love to be a zombie because there's a few people I'd love to.
Yeah. No shit. I thought about that too. If there was a zombie apocalypse, I don't have to become a zombie, man. There's people out there, I rip their guts. I bite them in the neck. And all the zombies will be looking at me like, he must be one of us. Look at that son bitch biting these people. Yeah, because I could join right with them.
Well, I sure hope they're like Walking Dead zombies, the slow ones. I don't want any of the Z Nation zombies that can run faster than me.
I want the ones that can walk in the water.
Yeah. Walk across the English Channel, man. Just stroll across to France and say, I want a little Frenchie. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think they'd get lost underneath there.
Not if they head in just one straight direction,
Yeah, but what gives? I don't know.
Don't wander around. Just head in a straight direction.
Yeah, it's only like what 24, 26 miles.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so.
It's not that long of a walk. My ass. God,
It's a marathon.
I heard that song. I'd walk 500 miles the other day on the radio. You know, I'd walk 500 miles and I walk 500 more to be the man that walked 1,000 miles.
If I walked a fucking 1,000 miles, I'd be dead time I get there.
Well, the thing is I started thinking about that, and it's you be goddamn lucky you get me to walk 5 blocks for your ass. I mean, I'm calling a damn cab. You know that. Why the hell would you walk 1,000 miles for a quickie and then told get the fuck out? I've had enough of you. Walk back home.
I've got a friend out of Scotland that said that song is impressive until you've been to America. 1,000 miles really isn't that far. It's like, yeah, I walked to Kentucky and stopped.
That's it. Yeah, I wouldn't walk to California for anybody. Yeah. I wouldn't walk to California if I lived in Nevada. I mean, no. I might get close to the border and go.
A whole thing called the Grand Canyon in the way.
The Grand Canyon? Oh, did you know her too, eh? They don't call her the Grand Canyon for nothing.
Well, what's funny is, with California, they were talking about having the whole, because, they got the fruit Nazi checkpoints, make sure you're not bringing in any fruits or livestock or anything.
I got to say hi to Timothy, Parker, and Ingalls families in the house.
But
go ahead.
They were talking about having, adding, COVID passport to that check. Make sure you got your vaccine to come in. But they're focusing on, it wouldn't be the commercial vehicles, they're focusing on the cars. And you had, I can't think of his name, the mayor there in Las Vegas was saying, what's the point? It's like, there's not many of us coming to California. It's all of you that are coming up to us. So unless you're going to check them before they leave your state, it's not going to accomplish anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to check them going both ways. What the hell?
But, because only what you're going to be checking is your own people coming back.
Don't talk. Whatever you do, don't try to make any fucking sense while on my stream, especially on those topics. You're not gonna. I got something for you guys. This. I gotta finish my smoke first. Yeah. This one will get your interest, man. I suppose YouTube better not block me for this because it's not. No, they better not. Because this is very interesting what's coming up here.
Waiting.
Well, that's good. I'll keep your ass waiting. All right, Running Water, he comes and visits me at camp, and he says, I got something for you. And I said, well, that's cool, because Running Water's always giving me shit, this time, yeah, you can't beat this one. I got to go large here to...
Gun smoke.
Big ass brick soap gun smoke.
It's soap. It's soap.
Soap.
It's soap. It's a bar of soap, right?
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this to you on the side panel here. It says soap specs. What are the specs of this soap? And it says bigger than dainty bar soaps. Smells like spent shells at dawn. Gun shells. Then it says, made in USA, not from France. And the last spec is not for clowns.
Well, you're out, Dojo.
Now, I kid you not. I've had this sitting here all day while I'm editing videos, constantly opening this box up and smell it. And I'm going, oh, yeah, no shit. No shit. You ever been to the shooting range? You ever been firing guns off? You have that acidic gunpowder smell after you fire a few rounds. You can really smell the gunpowder, the burnt gunpowder. That's what that bar of soap smells like. I mean, you smell it and you go, somebody's been shooting a shotgun off. I can't believe how strong it is. It's just like you just went out and shot 200 rounds out of a shotgun and then came into a small closed room. You smell all that gunpowder. Now, here's the thing. You use this soap first thing in the morning. Here's the things you cannot do after using this soap. Don't walk into a courtroom. Don't walk into your local elementary school. No. Don't walk into a church. Don't try to get on an airplane smelling like that. That soap kind of restricts where you don't go in the post office. I mean, you're going to end up slapped on your face, belly down, in cuffs, and they're going to be strip searching your ass at a lot of places just because you tried to be clean and use that soap that morning. This stuff that's now I think they're going to ban this because of the word gun. It's gun smoke. They're going to have to change that to just smoke because they use that G word on there. That is, and they'll probably have to get rid of the big ass on it too, because it says big ass brick of soap, right? They'll have to get the gun and ass off of it, And then the what I like about it is there's a portion of the proceeds for purchasing any of this soap goes to veterans. That I like. That's pretty cool. And I was telling Running Water, they're going to restrict this. Sure enough, gun smoke, guns. We got to restrict that. They're going to come up with restrictions for this. This box, I think I'm safe because this box is a 10-ounce box. They're not going to be allowed to sell any bars of soap over 10 ounces, just like they don't want anybody selling clips over 10 rounds. So I think this box will be safe on those restrictions. So hang on, folks.
They even sell it over here.
Do they?
What's
Did you find it?
You get gun smoke in your ear?
I just found it, yeah. Well, I found one similar to it.
It's Duke Cannon is the brand.
Yep. Look at that. Sure enough, even the Brits are using gun smoke.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, in Britain it smells like surrender though.
They
ain't got no guns in Britain. What are you talking about?
I was gonna say
the Billy Club, right?
I was gonna say if you look at the crime rate and the cause of death over there, why don't they have knife soap over there?
Knife oil.
Dojo, is other than your military, is there anybody else in your country allowed to use guns?
Hey, Hike with Mike and Dustin. Great to see you guys.
You have a police department above the police department that can go in and fucking take people out if they need to?
Yeah, there is over here, yeah.
What?
Oh, they got cops with guns over there now.
Huh?
Yeah, they actually have cops with
the
guns.
UK is gun free, except that's where they got so many stabbings.
Police with guns now. Police with guns.
Yeah. They got cops now with guns over there because
we never used to.
Too many cops were getting sliced into lunch meat, so they decided we better give them something bigger than a knife.
Well, all they used to have here was them silly tasers or beanbag guns.
Yeah, they were shooting.
Now we've got proper. Now we've finally got proper guns.
and I remember watching this little documentary thing over there that one of their I don't know, one of their police stations or something, they were dealing with a riot type situation, and they raised holy bejesus over the fact that those cops used rubber bullets instead of beanbags.
Rubber bullets, yeah.
Yeah, they were all bent out of shape because some guy ended up with a bunch of busted ribs because they shot him about 8 times.
I got hit by one of them on a demonstration. The police were doing a demonstration. And they padded me up, but it hit me in the wrong place. Jesus.
Oh no. Hey, Matt J, great to see you. Hey, Yoren, great to see you.
Hey, Lundster.
Awesome. But yeah, rubber bullets, they're not even funny, man. I was at an indoor gun range, and it was a training situation, and what they were doing is just teaching these cops how to react to the recoil of firing a rubber bullet. And beanbags aren't so bad. There's not as much recoil to it, as a normal round. But those rubber bullets, if you're shooting rubber bullets out of a 12 gauge, it actually adds about 15% more recoil than a regular 12 gauge round does. And it's because it's a big solid chunk of rubber it's shooting out, right? A lot more back
more
pressure.
drag.
Right.
Yeah, a lot more drag coming out the barrel.
A lot more back pressure, so they get more recoil. Well, so they got these 4 guys lined up in this indoor range. Well, those indoor ranges are all concrete and a slanted steel back panel, so the rounds all go down into this concrete pit. And yeah, one of them guys, he fired his shotgun. He's pointing it up. Fired it, and that bullet hit that ceiling, bounced off the ceiling, hit the floor, hit the back wall above the slanted wall, and came flying back and hit the guy next to him, and hit him square in the forehead, knocked the poor SOB out cold, knocked him out cold. And the instructor said, "God, now you can see." After they got that guy taken care of, he says, that's why don't aim for their head. You could kill them with that rubber bullet. You don't want to aim for a person's face or head with those things. You want to hit them in the torso because they will break bones and they will kill you if they fracture your skull.
Well,
ouch.
That one what hit me, I was bruised for nearly a month.
Oh, ouch. Oh. Hey, Twisted Art Lady. Good to see you, girl.
What they did is when they padded me up, when it got down to that area, the sensitive area, it wasn't so padded, and they're not supposed to whip you in that place.
Right. No. That could end
me straight on the side, and I was like, oh.
Well, it's even like paintball guns. people that get hit paintball guns that don't have any armor or anything there. Those things will leave you a nice black bruise on you for a week or two.
I was with a group of buddies of mine out at our old campsite, and there was 80 acres plus a bunch of barren national forest land all around it. So we decided we're going to play paintball out at the camp. There were no clients or anybody around, so we thought, we'll play paintball. And there were 6 of us, and we broke into 2 teams of 3. And, And it was a capture the flag scenario. And we had a flag at a certain location in that 80 acres. And each of us started on opposite sides. We had walkies, so you had to be careful because they could hear you, tactical stuff. First time I got hit, I said, that ain't right. That ain't freaking right. That freaking hurt, man. And I had light padding because I had been hit with paintballs before, and I had heavy enough padding. But I mean, I was getting hit in pads, and it was freaking hurting. And then I realized, where's the paint, man? One of the guys on the opposite team, that son of a bitch, froze his paintballs.
Yep.
Froze his freaking paintballs.
That'll get you, get terminated.
It was one of my other buddies. He got smacked right in the side of the neck. He had a neck guard, a big tall collar, neck guard. Got hit in that collar. Well, those collars aren't that thick. They're just like a real heavy foam rubber. And he got hit in the side of the neck. And that's on his head's on his shoulder like that. He goes, I never felt anything hurt so bad. And he come up to me. He goes, look at this son of a bitch. And I grabbed it. And I'm going, holy Christ, that sucker's frozen. No wonder that hurt so bad. And he goes, yeah, I said, who over on that side shooting them damn things? And he pointed out which guy was doing it. And the three of us got together and we cornered that son of a bitch up against this blown down tree. And we opened up on his ass. Every paintball we had, we totally, if you ran out of air, you're done. If you ran out of paintballs, you're done. But he got every one of them. We just kept shooting them. The one guy kept shooting them in just above the rim of his helmet, hitting him in the forehead above his goggles. Yeah. And
Chad's saying he always freezes his paintballs. I always understood that you don't freeze your paintballs. If you catch freezing your paintballs, they'll kick you out of a place.
Well, see, this was all private. It was just on private land. It was just
then they give you a freaking blanket party with no fucking blanket.
Well, that's why we shot him to death. I mean, his two buddies had to help walk him back out to the trucks because the guy couldn't even walk right. All of us got him in the crotch 5-6 times. We shot him everywhere. We wanted to make damn sure that boy went home, and he couldn't tell if he was black and blue because his whole body was. We wanted to make damn sure that he never asked to play with us anymore.
We've got a place not too far from our house where
hey, grilling and chilling. Great to see you, Mojo.
They say the Michigan Militia practices out there a lot with stuff, but I can't deny or prove. I can't prove that, but it's also a place where they did Batman movie. They did a scene out there, so they rented that entire area. They built a little like a sarcophagus type thing, a mausoleum back there. They did a scene from a Batman movie back there. It's really weird. That road was screwed up for like a month.
I bet.
I had to drive by that thing every day going to work, and it was like, man, they had all these trailers and whatnot off to one side of the road, and of course they had the bar, which is there, closed down, but it wasn't closed down. It was closed down to the general public, but the people who were actors and extras and everything else, they were feeding them, and they made some good money renting out that property and then turn around and feeding them. So
yeah.
There's a place near me what does that paintball thing. I've been once.
We got them all over the place here with the Michigan Militia. Every one of those places, they say, "Oh, there's Michigan Militia there." It's like, I don't know.
But and the thing is if you're not there for their purpose, what difference does it make?
Right.
That if everybody's following the paintball club's rules and the like, it can be quite fun, actually. I tell you, when it came to shooting at people, the best time I had was I had gone to Paul Bunyan land in Brainerd, Minnesota, and at that time they had bobcats. You know what a bobcat skid steer is? They had these little bobcats with cages on them. and they had a gall dang cannon on them, an air-powered cannon, and you had two of these big clips that had these pretty hard rubber balls in them, and there was 6 of those, and they're called tanks. They're all painted camouflage, and they all had different numbers on them, so you could tell which ones were which. And they had about a 1 acre gravel pit with lots of hills and shit, and a couple of little buildings, and then they had this big elevated outlook, and up on that elevated outlook were these hand cannons. And you could, at that time, I think it was like $8, and you could either get a hand cannon up on that outlook, or you could drive one of the tanks. And up on that outlook, those hand cannons, they're sticking through this about 1-inch plexiglass through a hole, and they can swivel them, but those balls can't get through that hole. And you can shoot at them with your tank, or you can shoot at other tanks. They get to shoot at all you guys out in the tank, and they would gang up. You'd get, I think they had 6 guns up there and a half a dozen tanks, and they'd gang up on you on that overlook, and all 6 guns would pick one tank and they'd shoot you. And when those balls would hit that steel cage, holy shit, it's like sticking your head in a bell. Boom, boom, and they're all shooting them freaking cannons at you. That was a blast, driving around in that little skid steer and then being able to shoot at people at the same time. Yeah, I was chasing one guy around, shooting in the back of his cage, which is right behind his head. And he told me afterwards, he says, shit, I got bells ringing. I'm not going to hear right for hours. He said, you must have shot me at least 10 times right in the back of the head. I said, yeah, I was following you. It was pretty fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Brainerd that had that ball, air-powered ball lift thing?
Yes. That's not attached. You get inside the sphere, and it's got a glass front on it, plexiglass front on it, and it's got a handlebar that you hang on to on the inside, and they strap you in that thing, and it's inside of a big round tube that stands running water, maybe 30, 40 feet.
Yeah. Well, first they ask you how much you weigh.
Right. And that's how they adjust how much air pressure they're going to need. You're sitting in that ball, and then when that thing starts up, it blows that ball up and down inside that tube. And that tube is all clear plexiglass, the whole tube. And you're going up and down about 40 feet inside that tube. And then, all of a sudden you'll hear, woof, and that freaking ball shoots out the top of that damn thing. And you're airborne, midair. There's nothing. You're not attached to a damn thing, and that ball falls back down inside that tube. That was one scary son of a bitch. The worst part, running water, remember, right on the dash in the center, there was a red button, and it said, "Do not push." Well, everybody, come on. I got in there, and I wasn't going up and down, but 2-3 times, hadn't shot out the top yet, and I reached and I pushed that red button. Oh, no, the red button doesn't do a damn thing. The minute you let go of that handlebar, you change the weight, the balance inside that ball you're in, and that frickin' ball starts rolling. And sometimes it's rolling you sideways, sometimes forward, sometimes back. So, yeah, try pushing that red button without that damn thing rolling. Then you realize if you move your head forward or to the sides, you can make that damn thing roll. It's not attached to nothing. Yeah, I heard they took that right out. Can you imagine? They don't see it coming, and all of a sudden there's a 40-mile-an-hour crosswind. They shoot your ass out of that thing, and the wind catches you. All of a sudden you're rolling across the amusement park in that ball. Yeah. Hey, bee lady. Hi, kiddo.
Well, and maybe, I've always wondered, what if you lied about your weight?
Yeah. Especially, if you're a lot lighter than what you told them you were, and you tell them I weigh 285 pounds and you only weigh 210, and they shoot your ass out of there, and all of a sudden they're going, "Holy God, he's going to land in the next county." I'd want to be there with a GoPro. Yeah.
Yeah, that ride's the first thing that came to mind with the new Jurassic Park movies. With that.
Yep, with those balls
they're riding around. Those balls they're riding around in. It's like, yeah, those never end well.
Hey, Matt J. I was at what's that in Shakopee?
Valley Fair.
Valley Fair. The very last time I ever went there, the ex-wife and I went, just the two of us. They put me in the harness with the damn bungee straps and that big goddamn. It's just a big V, two big poles. Them sons of bitches are about 100 feet tall, and they got bungee cords on, and they hooked those up to this saddle that you're strapped into, and then they hook up the back of it to a cable, and they stretch your ass, and then they release that son of a bitch.
Slingshot you out there.
I thought, I'm watching people do it, and I'm thinking, yeah, man, I think I can do that. I think I can do that. So I said, yeah, I'll try it. My ex-wife, there's no way in hell she was going to let them do that to her. They shot my ass off. I thought I was going to die. And I swear to God, I should have been paying attention. All the people that I watched do it were half my age. Of course they thought it was fun and it's okay. And yeah, you get me in there and I'm almost 50 years old. Shoot my ass off like that. They said that you end up going 318 feet from start to return on that thing. 318 feet. Jesus Christ, that's a football field. And I tell you, when they shoot your ass off, you don't think you're going to stop. You're looking at the skyline thinking, holy Christ, there's houses over there. I'm going to hit one of them sons of bitches for sure. Yeah. No, it was pretty freaky. Yeah. Hey, Owen, good to see ya. 2 a.m. for Dojo. Yeah, Kirk finally got his ass in space. He's been asking Spock to beam him up for ages, and finally got his ass beamed up today.
Yeah, but it was the Amazon rocket, so it's just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip. Stop it. Stop it. Behave yourself. I do think that's neat, though. I mean, yeah, and he got the price down there. He's only charging $250,000 to ride on it. And they're saying, no, it's getting down there where anybody can go. I don't know anybody that can swing $250,000 for a 10-minute ride. What do you mean anybody can go? No, they're not. When they get it down to, $29.99, I'll line up. But then I'm a little worried about that. At least for $250,000, they're going to want to get your ass back safe because you might want to ride it again at that price. At $29.99, it's who gives a shit if that thing doesn't come back or if it blows up? Who gives a shit? We only made $30 off of it. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, now if Musk, pulls off the whole, hey, we're going to go around the planet a few times for $250,000. Yeah, he's going to get a lot of people lining up for that.
Well, that's it. They need to send them up like it's a Mercury project, Let them do a full orbit and then come down. Yeah. But I do love I love what he's done. I mean, you watch that the rocket self land. Oh Jesus!
Oh yeah, it's coming down flat and then boom.
Watch that bugger all of a sudden fire up, and it turns its ass upright, and it just sets itself down. I mean, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. I love it. Yeah. They go up and then back down. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, they're actually only in outer space for no more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, just a tip.
Just a tip. Did you?
Yeah, most of them are 10-minute flights.
Yeah, the whole flight is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from start to finish.
Yeah, they get to the point where they're weightless, and then they come back down.
Went up and back down. The Musk one went around or something, didn't it? No. Well,
yeah, went around for 3 days.
Yeah, Musk one did.
Went around for 3 days. Their original.
Yeah, the civilian crew one.
Yeah, and that was, and that's the thing is these people are paying big money for that sumbitch, and Musk is getting all of the research off of it to just keep improving his system. They're guinea pigs, and how many guinea pigs? If you had a lab, how many of those guinea pigs are paying you?
Right.
To risk them, He's got a good deal there. And my guinea pigs pay me, Well,
and when I was in the truck stop this evening, on TV, they're talking about, with Musk, talk about, Mars project, and the next step is, you've got, asteroids and stuff that are out there that we can identify, we should be going out and mining that stuff. And they're like, yeah, but who's going to want to go out there, and then hang out and then haul it back? All the truckers are like looking at each other like, how well does it pay?
Right?
You need a space trucker? It's like, I'm going to be gone for a year, going back and forth, just hauling, minerals off of an asteroid. All I have to do is drive? Sure.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, you really don't drive. You know how those things work? That you always got a chimpanzee with you, and your job is to feed the chimp. Because he's flying the ship. Yeah.
Oh, I got kicked off a page earlier today when they're talking about Southwest Airline. Because I'm sure you saw that. Everyone walking out because of the vaccine mandates. Crews and pilots and all that. And they're like, yeah, all these flights are being canceled because they got no one to fly the planes. I'm like, well, we've got all these refugees we brought in from Afghan. We can get a few of them to fly them, right?
Yeah.
They're qualified, I'm sure.
We got a few of those terrorists from 9/11, but I mean, they don't know how to land the planes, but they can fly them.
That's it. And an old friend, an old friend of mine, he got his pilot's license when he got out of the Air Force. He got his pilot's license. They wouldn't give him one in the Air Force. Never did get a good answer why they wouldn't give him one, but he got his private pilot's license, and he never flew anything. He did fly a twin-engine Cessna. That's the biggest thing he ever flew. He actually put in for a job with Flying Tigers, and you remember Weldon, don't you? Running water. And he put in for a job with Flying Tigers. They hardly even looked at his resume. They just wanted to make sure he could fly. They put him in an old DC-9. Well, that plane's only about 20 times larger than the largest plane he's ever flown. The test pilot that was with him literally had to coach him on everything to get that bird up in the air and back down, and passed him. Said, yep, you passed your flight exam. And he says, do you know what I'll be flying? And they said, 747. He says, well, I've never taken off or landed in a 747 before. And the guy says, oh, no, don't worry about it. You'll get so used to it by the time you actually have to land, it'll come to you so fast. And he said, what do you mean get used to it? And he said, oh, no, our birds, they take off and land themselves. All you got to do is know which switches to flip, what process to use. He couldn't believe it. And he'd been flying for Flying Tigers for ages. And he flies all over the world. And all he knew how to fly was a little ass private plane. And I'm thinking, I told him, I said, whenever I see a jet trail now, I'm running, I'm hiding, man. That means there's somebody like you up there flying around. Yeah.
Hello, sis.
Thanks, you lady. Hi, Allie. That's my granddaughter. Hi, sweetie.
It's not sis, it's granddaughter.
That's Running Water's daughter.
Ah.
Yeah.
See,
I
made that all by myself.
He was successful.
You made it by yourself? How the hell do you make it by yourself?
All by himself. I don't know.
What?
Don't get on that topic, Running Water.
Yeah, you can't make that all by yourself.
Yeah, I mixed it up, put it in the oven.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you weren't the oven.
B ladies asking if you've been impacted by the trucker shortage and
there is no trucker shortage.
I didn't think
it's a myth.
Trucker shortage.
No, it's dragging butt in warehouses and distribution. There's plenty of trucks, and I can vouch, sitting there down in San Diego for 4 days waiting for my load to come off the boat.
Yeah.
I'm available.
And that's it. I talked to a fella about a week ago that said that the truck driving schools, training schools, are packed. Mm-hmm. New drivers are coming out every day. That's been an industry where the drivers are there. It's always somebody else messing shit up.
Yeah, well, and what's really messed up,
the drivers are there.
What's really messed up is, you get out to California and you can't find any freight. You've got all these ships off the shore with cargo that needs to come in, and it's all over the news. Oh, trucker shortage. But we can't find any loads out there. They usually have to send us out of state to get a load because there's nothing in California.
See, B lady, none of us here that, we're all armchair experts. But all I can say about, okay, so what's the big holdup with the supply chains? All I can say, and it's strictly opinion. It's opinion. I haven't got facts to prove it. All I can say is one word as far as supply chain goes: intentional. Intentional. Something like this doesn't happen unless it was planned.
Yep. Well, and you can go online. Yeah, well, you can go online. You can look. There's they got the maps of all the waiting boats. They got real time. Of boats that are waiting, where they're waiting.
Right.
Southern California and Seattle. The whole eastern seaboard all along Texas, it's business as usual.
Right.
It's only affecting Southern California and Seattle. Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's not what I saw, but okay. I'll take your word for it.
Well, and where the proof's in the pudding is, and that's what I heard, is guys on East Coast runs, if they're having a bad day, they've got a 12 to 24 hour layover to get a load. They're getting loads. They go to California. Some of them are sitting for up to 2 weeks to get a load out of California. So the proof in the pudding is really what's moving. Well, if it's moving off the East Coast, it must be coming into the East Coast, right? that's only logical because the East Coast doesn't have, millions of tons of freight in warehouses for them to just keep hauling, happily hauling. It's got to be coming in. California, why are they waiting so long, these empty trucks, waiting for loads? It's because it's not getting in. It's not getting beyond the port. There's the I think it's economically, it's an economic disaster, but I do believe it's intentional. You cannot make a society dependent without serious demand.
Well, you heard what Psaki said yesterday or today? She said since Biden has taken over as the president, he's been working on the supply chain program problem since he took over. I'm like, well, Dan, you've been doing this shit 10 months and it hasn't gotten any better. It's only gotten worse. It's like It's like everything else he fucking touches.
And he might be telling us the truth. He's been working on this supply chain holdup for the last 10 months. He may be telling the truth. He's been working really hard to make sure that there's that huge demand. Yeah. And that's why I say, it's all we're all armchair experts because we don't have enough actual hard fact to say who, why, when.
Well, and now something that's real telling, that makes you scratch your head a bit, is the current news now is you've got Walmart, you got Target that are saying they're going to start getting their own ships to improve the flow of cargo. Well, okay, if trucks are the problem, what is the benefit of them getting ships?
You have to have a port that can unload you.
Right.
So you got your own ship. That's great. But if you don't have a port to fucking unload it.
Right. Yep. Well, and that's just it, is you avoid the ports that aren't unloading the ships.
Well, and the thing is, those port authorities, they're all union run or operations. I tell you, I used to direct haul shit right from the port. And them union boys down there, if the union says bend over, you bend over. And so, all of this is much deeper than our conversations ever really go.
What's up, Mayberry?
Hey, Mayberry, good to see ya. Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm too old to give a shit. I mean, it's already gotten screwed up to the point where this old boy's feeling it hard. I mean,
well, everybody doesn't worry about anything, right? Oh well, that's over there. That's over there. Well, hey, I'm in the car business. You know what? It's affecting me. I guarantee you, there's freighters out there with chips in them that we need to put in our cars to have inventory on our lots, and I guarantee you, that's part of slowing down the freaking process. Okay.
Well, and you got to look at what cargo is being held up.
So all the cargo. I mean, what cargo? They're not.
Okay, right now, I have 45,000 pounds of aluminum, 7 coils that literally came off the boat yesterday. The paperwork's taped right on the side of the coils over in Baltimore.
Right.
Yeah, East Coast. They're unloading it. It just came in. They just unloaded it. And these came in from Russia. These coils of aluminum come straight from Russia over here, got unloaded. Over on the East Coast, that's where your technology and your chips are coming out of China, Taiwan, stuff that you need for your manufacturing, for your RVs, your cars, your pickups, your computers.
It's one big shit sandwich, and we're all taking a bite. Yeah. And so, on a different note.
On a different note. No, I just heard there were I saw a map on something. I forget what it was. And it seemed like it was all around the continental United States. But I guess I only briefly read over it as opposed to reading it in detail. So
with the automotive industry, that's where, because our GM dealership here, just in the last week, got 4 truckloads of SUVs brought in. They got four truckloads of new SUVs, but they've only got 14 trucks sitting on the lot. But all of those trucks are pre-orders. You can't buy them, and they won't even open the damn doors on them for you to look at them because they're sold. I mean, they're gone. And but they got all these SUVs in the last week, and one of the mechanics over there, he told me, he said the dealership is just killing. I mean, their salesmen, some of their salesmen, now they're rotating where they only got two salesmen on the floor at any given time because they're not needed. I mean, there's just not enough sales.
Yeah.
And
we take
the sales would be there. He did say that they got a gal that filters all the calls, and then a lot of salesmen from home are doing follow-ups. They're people that want to pre-order cars, because there's no reason to be on the floor, because people have learned that they call in and say, hey, what do you got on the lot? Do I have to pre-order? If I have to pre-order, then can I get together with someone? And, and that's the way they've been handling it, because they just don't have enough on the lot. Hey, Scott, good to see you. All
right, I'm going to show you something here.
Oh no! When I said on a different note, I didn't expect you to go there.
There's no volume, so I don't have to worry about that.
That's it. That's the company I keep. There we go.
So can you see that? That is China, and that is how a vehicle comes from Korea and gets to Michigan. It doesn't go through the West Coast.
It goes through the Gulf.
It goes down through the Gulf and comes up the East Coast.
Yep.
That's actually tracking for a vehicle for our dealership. But
isn't that crazy?
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
They started doing this a few months back so we could track where our vehicles were at once they got on, once they left there where they were held. Isn't that interesting?
That is.
So.
Really makes a person wonder,
And it's got for all those to come up, they got to be building those things a hell of a lot cheaper over there than they can possibly here, because that's a long way to ship something and it's got to have to be a whole lot cheaper, make that make sense. And think of all your parts and everything else that you get from across seas that have to take that same kind of route. There's got to be a way to build more of that stuff here in the United States and avoid all that extra shipping cost that gets applied to all that stuff, man.
Yeah. Been watching what people are saying at football, baseball games.
We don't know whether they're around. I would assume all of our cars are coming in through the East Coast, unless they're built in the United States on the West Coast, because we get a lot of vehicles from Canada, which of course, depending on what part of Canada, but we get a lot of, like, our Equinoxes come from Mexico. and some of our Blazers come from Mexico. And so we got vehicles that come from all over the United States. So
from North America. Yeah. Hey, Creative Redundancy, great to see you. Oh, I tell you what, and I'm glad to hear that there. I mean, there's even Democrats that are saying, nah, that we're not going to go for this business with the IRS, keeping an eye on every $600 transaction in our accounts. The problem is that is another one of those things you got to keep in mind. The IRS is a department. It's considered a branch, not a branch of our government. It's a department. Uncle Joe can, by executive order, have them do that. And it'll take another president to stop it.
Well, all right. So
I mean,
transaction. I'm taking a look at anybody's checking or savings account. I'm sorry. That gives
anybody's.
That gives them complete access to
your banking activity. And the thing is even me on a fixed income, they're going to be seeing about 3 to 4 transactions a month that are exceeding $600.
Well, yeah, your Social Security.
So,
right?
Yeah. Well, that one there, yeah, they're going to see that one every month, of course, but they already do. You know, if you're getting Social Security, they already know you're getting that payment because that goes through the Social Security Administration and the IRS.
Well, they say they're doing this to get the rich. They keep telling us because 99% of us aren't the wealthy. So they pump that bullshit into your ear saying, we want to get the rich to pay their fair share. And most of us are like, yeah, the rich should pay their fair share. But guess what? 99% of the people that vote aren't the rich. So guess what? They're going to tell us. They're going to tell us exactly what they want to know. Everything that we've had over the last 10 months has gone up in price. Our food, our gas, our cars, our used cars. You need tell me what one thing has gone down in price since Joe Biden took over. Nothing. So we all need to make more money in order to just keep up with what's going on in the world right now. It's all bullshit. You know, it is. And the sad part is people that watch ABC, NBC, and CBS, they all believe that shit. They all believe that shit. And at the end of the day, we're all getting screwed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, and you know, the thing is, they're going to give Social Security a 5.9% raise in 2022.
That's great. It's great. Everything's gone up over more than 5.9%. B lady.
And that's it. Okay.
Gone up more.
So inflation is running at about 17%. So they're giving us less than half of the inflationary rate. Woo. Yeah, and that's interesting. They're going to give us 5.9% increase in our Social Security, but yet Social Security account's going to be dead dry by some say 2025, some say 2030.
And rent's going up everywhere.
So, oh yeah, well, and in my situation, because I picked a income subsidized building to live in, I'm just that close to paying the maximum market rate for my apartment based on my income. That 5.9% puts me at market rate for my apartment.
Yeah, heaven forbid you make a little bit more money.
They're going to take a third of that. They're going to take a third of that away from me. Or this apartment I live in.
A third goes in taxes anyway. So a third goes in taxes, a third goes towards his extra rent. What has he got left? Make $3, get to keep one. Fuck that. You get me some shit.
You know, and that's the thing, B lady, that, you know, and that's the thing is if you can generate a few dollars with an online job or some source, you know, that helps you out a bit. But that's, to me, that's the downfall of our society right now. Is it's shameful to push a shovel. It's shameful to turn over the soil and grow something. It's shameful to be a laborer. We can't have all of these non-production jobs. We need some of them, like Phil. If you want a new car, you need a guy like Phil to go to get that new car. But how many psychologists in the world do we need? How many psychiatrists in the world do we need? How many social workers do we need in the world to help you process paperwork that you can do it yourself right online? Those are non-production positions. They don't produce anything. Not a thing. All they do is either confuse you more, or they help walk you through something that you're mature enough to do yourself in the first place. We need more labor positions that produce a product, you know. Oh, look at here. Cinderloo. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. That's sweet of you. That's cool. That's cool. Love it. Love it. Helps keep the channel alive.
The government. Good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right now, you know, what we're seeing is the downside of, you know, there's been this big push for everyone needs to go to college. Everyone needs to have that 4-year degree. It's like, no, you know, they completely, you know, ignored, you know, the skilled trades, you know, your community colleges, your trade schools, you know, which pay just, you know, my position.
Okay. Wait a minute. Running water. Here's a good example. Here in Ashland, Wisconsin, we've got Northland College, right? It's a community college. It's environmental college. I mean, they do pump out some pretty awesome folks. I mean, these folks are sharp when they come out of there. But we were looking into, we got to get our field medical and CPR certification next year. No ifs, ands, or buts. Every host has to have it. And I'll need to be recerted for next year. And they got a hold of Northland College because they provide that training. Okay. For a 1-day, 6-hour training, they want $385. I can go over to Wisconsin Indian Head Technical College that provides the exact same course. It's $35.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Why do I have to pay a community college literally 10 times as much for the exact same course?
And often it's the same instructors because they go back and forth between Northland and WITC.
Well, fortunately, in this case, it's not.
It's not.
Because the trainers for WITC are right from our full-time paramedic and EMT service here in Ashland.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah. So that's not coming from they use hospital staff at Northland for that. Mental health.
Well, some of your professors don't even do stuff anymore.
But I guess I'm probably biased due to working in the mental health field. Yeah. No, I'm not saying they're not needed, Allie. I'm not saying they're not needed. But not everybody can do that. They don't need to train 5,000 of them for 500 available jobs. That's what I'm saying. Not everybody. See, people say, oh, wow. There's people needed in that field. I'm going to get my education in that field, but they never go into it. They never go into that field. They go into something else. And again, to me, that's our throwaway society. It's just like, well, I can get that for an education. So what, I'll probably never use it. That's like when I got my accounting degree. Literally, I talked to the instructor from back when I took it, and he said, literally, right now, less than 30% of the graduates from the accounting degree go into accounting. They're going into some other line of work. And I said, then why are they even taking the course? And he said, because it's paid for. By the time they get all of the Pell Grants and the other scholarships and things that are afforded to them, all they got to do is cover costs of living, and they can get a part-time job somewhere to do that. And they get a degree in accounting because it puts another feather in their hat. But then once they get their degree in accounting, they go back and try something else. But they never get hired in those fields of their education. And that's, to me, that's total waste and shame. That, I mean,
well, I understand that college helps you become a better thinker, right? Problem solving, right? So going through college, makes you a better thinker when it comes to things, even things like engineering, right? But the problem with that is you don't have real life experiences. You're not a better thinker in the world and what's going on around you. When you want to think, I work right next to a guy that was an engineer at GM, and he's been a car salesman now for 12 years. And you don't have that. You have book knowledge, you have classroom knowledge, you may have internet knowledge, but you don't have the knowledge that you have to be in the practical world to interact with people that are, the majority of people don't have those degrees. You don't have that knowledge. You don't have that ability. And the problem is you're so damn smart, you don't want to listen. You want to tell everybody. That's a car salesperson's biggest problem. If you're a good car salesperson, you listen. You ask the right questions and you listen. Problem with an engineer is he wants to tell you. And then when you ask a question, he wants to tell you. He doesn't want to listen to you. He wants to show you how smart he is. And that's the biggest problem you have with these smarty pants that all go off to college. They want to. That's why Democrats want to take over and they want to run the world. They don't want to let people rule themselves. They want to rule you because they think you're smarter than you. They're all smarty pants, and they know it's better for you than you do, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. Sorry again.
Well, and being we're a little bit on the political side of things in our conversation, one thing I will say at 64 years old, going on 65, not too far down the road, I'm a firm believer that our founding fathers screwed up on one thing. And I think they screwed it up because they were naive to what the future could bring. And that's one prerequisite to presidency should be required that you worked in the private sector before you ever went into public office. That I am.
I'll say they did,
No, they can't. Even Joe Biden admits it, that he's never worked in the private sector, that he never has. And there's been many a politician that have been career politicians have never held a privately operated position anywhere. That's, that having true work experience and having to take that responsibility on as a breadwinner is important to me. That's important. I don't want to follow somebody that wasn't a breadwinner.
Yeah, not have $1 million and $1 billion mommies and daddies that are right there to support you in case you fail. They can give you a little tap on the ass and give you a little cash and keep you going.
Right.
You got to be able. When you go out there and a lot of things that kept me from doing things I wanted to do when I was younger was scared of failing. Because when I got married, I had a kid, and I kept having kids. And the thing that kept me from doing a lot of things I would have liked to have tried and been risky to do was failing because I had no financial support behind me if I failed. So there's a lot of good people out there that probably could do a lot better than they are, but they have that whole. But if you're Yeah, even Trump. Trump. Had bankruptcies. He always had daddy backing him up. He always had stuff. I mean, when you got money backing you up, you can go out there, you can try and do anything and try to make a successful business because you always got a little something, someone backing you up. You don't. If you fall, you don't fall very far.
I have a personal acquaintance that when he was 20 years old, he saw an opportunity to buy a piece of land, 40 acres, and he could get that 40 acres for $40,000. And he begged everybody in his family help him out to loan him $40,000. And he had an uncle that said, I'm going to take the risk on you. I'm going to loan you $40,000 to buy that property. And he says, I do expect you to pay me back, So he bought that 40 acres. 4 years later, he had subdivided that 40 acres into 4 10-acre parcels and put a little cottage, 2-bedroom cottages on each. He sold those 4 subdivisions. He made $300,000 off of that piece of property, net, after the sale. He paid that $40,000 back. He took all that money. He was working another job at the same time, regular paying laborer's position. He took that and reinvested it. He bought 110 acres, again on a nice lake, subdivided it, put homes on it, resold that. By the time he was 28 years old, his net worth was $605 million. Wow. That guy will not buy clothes anywhere except at a Walmart or a clearance sale at a Penny's. Everything that guy wears and owns, you would think was a blue-collar worker's things. He's got a small little house outside of Portland, Oregon. It's out in the outskirts. Little tiny 1-bedroom house. And he drives a 1970 Tornado. That is, I'm surprised you can even identify the car anymore. It's got so much rust on it. You look at it and you go, what the hell is that? Is that an old Cadillac Eldorado, or is that? No, that's a Tornado. The old front-wheel drive, big V8. Ugliest damn car in the world. But the man doesn't know. He spends money on his acquaintances. Oh, there you go.
Looks just like you, Sty.
I know you got to show that damn thing off every time you come up here. That show that again.
You need a hat just like that,
I've got a camo hat that looks a lot like that.
Yep, looks just like you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that looks just like me. This looks just like me.
Yep.
I finally lost enough weight that I even look more like that. That's good. I actually don't think I could keep them coveralls up. I should get some because them shoulder straps, that would save me. Yeah.
Yeah, it scared the hell out of me over at Moore's.
Over at Moore's?
Yeah, Moore's. There's used to be Army Navy, right? That's
right,
Moore's, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I went in there to check out, for bib Carhartts, because winter's coming. And they had the old blue and white stripe coverall, or the bib. It's in there, the railroad print. The one that's sitting on top of the pile, it was a 28-inch inseam and had a 64-inch waist.
Short and fat.
What?
Yeah, 28-inch inseam, 64-inch waist on the one that was on top of the stack.
Well, that means that bugger's as wide as he is tall.
He's tall. Yeah.
his belly is hanging further than his dicky do.
It's like how many people is this for? I was looking at the legs. It's like I
How
could fit
many
the legs
people?
over my waist. You know, I could fit the leg over my waist, and you know, and I'm not exactly small.
Well, that'd be a hell of a baggy pair of shorts for me. Yeah. I mean, because that damn legs would only come just below my knees, and yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
Like,
well, I should shut my mouth because I asked Running Water's sister Sunday night, all right, what kids do you have in your house that are size 38s and 36s? She goes, why? I said, I got a ton of pairs of camo pants and jeans. I can't wear them sons of bitch. I tighten that belt up and I've got this big ruffle around my waist, and so I can't tuck a shirt in wearing those because everybody goes, look at that fucker in the clown pants, you know. And,
well, yeah, backwoods MC Hammer.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad, man. And now my 32s, I can pull them about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches out from my waist, and that pissed me off. That pissed me off because I started shopping. Well, I'm going to need something smaller than a 32. I'm going to need a 30 for God's sakes. Not unless I go to the boys section. I mean, and it's tough to find a 30, 32 or 31 length. All their 30s are like 28s inseams because they're boys. They're for kids that haven't gotten tall yet. I'm at a stage, man, where I don't know. I'm going to have to get padded frickin' underwear or something so I don't have to buy new jeans again.
They have those on Amazon.
I know. Everything's on Amazon. Well, during the summer, that sucks because I can't get shit shipped to me out at camp. Hey, Guani.
Hey, Guani, how you doing, man? Great to see you, brother.
Yeah, B-Lady, I lost a lot of weight. The last time I weighed myself, last time I weighed myself, I was 176 pounds. And I weighed 225 when I headed out there. So that's 49 pounds. I lost 49 pounds in 6 months. Yeah. I just don't eat anymore. Just like today, I had one piece of pizza, one small piece of pizza. That's all I ate today, and I felt full. I'll snack on something, and
that's our biggest thing as heavy people is when you feel full, stop fucking eating. Don't make everything. Don't make it all. Just eat a little.
Yeah.
Just make a little, eat it, and then stop. Drink some water.
I'll put it away.
No, B-Lady, I had to correct my diet while out at camp. I'm not going into the details, but I've got a physical disorder when it comes to eating. It's hard for me to swallow. But there's a lot of things nowadays that are hard to swallow, so might as well be my food too, you know. But that isn't the real issue. So I cut back on my food because it was difficult to eat. But then I learned how I can eat even with that disorder where there's no reason I can't take in the calories, right? Well, the problem is during that first initial phase of that issue, my stomach shrank. Now you can easily stretch your stomach back out. You can train your stomach to handle larger volumes very easily. But it takes me so long to actually get volumes of food in. So I realized after I started tracking, I was living on 600 to 800 calories a day. That's all I was taking in. and I've been very active out at camp. During the summer, regular months at camp, every day I'm hiking anywhere from 1 to 5 miles a day and working, actually physically working. So I wasn't taking in enough calories to have net calories. I was shortfalling myself. So that's why I lost all that weight, because I wasn't even keeping enough calorie intake to maintain a weight. Well, now what I've done is I've changed my diet where I'm eating very high calorie foods that are very easy for me to swallow. And one thing and I'm not ashamed of it. People can call it old fart all they want, but when I had an old weightlifting buddy of mine, he's a bodybuilder that's now 63 years old and looks like he's 24, that bum. He's been drinking Ensure his whole frickin' life. He says he has to drink Ensure, but he drinks like 6 bottles of Ensure every day. I drink 2 a day, 1 for breakfast and 1 after dinner. But yeah, I just increased my calorie intake to about 1,200 calories, between 1,000 and 1,200. So I gained. There you go.
I'm sure I'm drinking right now.
There you go. Have a calorie or 2, right? But yeah, I don't want to gain a lot of it back. I'd like to gain about 10 to 15 pounds of it back.
Oh, but, you will if you want to.
There's my calories, Phil.
Not necessarily. Look at him. Yeah.
Monsters.
Coolers full of them. Yeah. I saw that picture you put on Facebook with Bean looking in there at all those Monster drinks. And he's got that look like, well, where the fuck are the snacks? Yeah, covering your own butt, but not feeding Bean. Hey, strawberry shortcake, Lizzie Ann, great to see you, sweetie.
Bourbon kept you slim.
Yeah, beer gives me my calories.
If I could go straight bourbon, I'd probably be better off than drinking the stout with the bourbon, but I don't know. I didn't have any stout for the 4 days that we were taking care of the family when my mother-in-law died. So
yeah. And that's it. Is you're under control when you make that decision, and you say, hey,
stuff I had to do.
Yeah, and that's right. I was forced to go to AA when I was a young man. Yeah, that's the only way to get out of a DUI. But but it would piss off my buddies that were, dealing with alcoholism, because they said, he's not an alcoholic. He's just a drunk by choice. Because we watch him go for 6 months and he always passes, doesn't take a beer, doesn't take a drink. And then all of a sudden he's go on a damn binge for a month and we got to live with him, But they said because I binged, that meant I was an alcoholic. And I told them, I said, no, I binge by choice, and I choose the day I'm going to quit binging. But I was very careful around my alcoholic buddies that were recovering, because, that's a true battle for them.
Alcoholics can't stop drinking until they run out or until they black out. That's the problem. I went to AA for that year, and that's the truth. A lot of them move on to heavier drugs and things because they need to keep stuff going. But an alcoholic opens a bottle and it doesn't put the top back on until it's empty.
Yeah.
So if you can come home, if you can do function, and you can drink a little, and be all right, and it doesn't become a problem with home, work.
Yeah, exactly.
Driving.
That's it. If it's if it's not controlling you, then what's the issue?
Right.
What's the issue?
But if it's really causing problems with other parts of your life, then you might want to think about
exactly,
or changing what you do. When I made a decision to drink again after not drinking for a year and a half, my decision was when I would do it is when I know I would never have to get in a car later in the day. And I know that my day is done. I know I wouldn't be forced to go anywhere, wouldn't have to do anything. And it would just be the end of something I would do at the end of my day before I went to bed. And I'm good with that. So
B lady. Yeah.
Biggest problem with drinkers is making poor decisions. It isn't so much the drinking, it's the poor decisions that go along with it. So don't make poor decisions and you'll be okay for the most part. That's life in general.
Well, I had my doctor try saying that, he had asked me if when I go to if I go to the bars, well,
hey Dennis,
sure. And he's like, well, do you drink more than one drink when you go to the bar? It's like, oh, I'm usually if I go out, I'm visiting friends and stuff. So I'm there from 7 until close.
Okay.
So
it's hard to make a drink last that long,
right?
The ice don't last that long. So he's like, well, we have alcoholic programs. And it's like, whoa! I go to the bar like once, maybe twice, every 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
I've got bottles of alcohol sitting at home that are older than my daughter, and she's old enough to drink.
Right.
Well, and a lot of your alcoholics and Alcoholics Anonymous will tell you you're an alcoholic, when in actuality you may not be. You might just be a heavy drinker. You may have other problems, but the misery loves company. They want as many people as they can to join them. Again, part of what an alcoholic is one of these. What he's supposed to do is try to get other people to quit. That's part of what Alcoholics Anonymous is about. Is trying to help other people be alcohol free. So
right. Yeah. I'll tell you, for the stint that I had to go to AA, I met a lot of great folks, man. I made awesome friends. And when I saw people that were forced to be there, I saw people that would miss occasional meetings and their mentors working with them as close as they can, but they're falling off the wagon constantly because they're being forced into it. And it took them a long time to realize it has to be their choice. You can't be forced into stopping to drink unless they lock your ass up, because accessibility is there, and it does no good to force people. You need to have that person make their own decision and say, by golly, I'm going to follow this 12-step program, and I'm going to just do that for selfish reasons, for myself, because I think it'll make me a better person. And then it works for them. Works for them.
Well, most people don't walk in Alcoholics Anonymous on their own free will.
Yeah.
Well, no one walks in there saying, "You know what, life's been great. I've been
enjoying
alcohol."
They're either forced.
They're usually forced, whether it's by law or by someone they don't want to lose in their life.
Well, that's it. Is they're either persuaded or else they're
court ordered.
Court ordered. They're forced right into it. Yeah, but something put them there.
But some people get used to going, and they like church or some other things. They like the bar. They like the fellowship of the people that they see at these different places. A lot of them don't go to the same place. They go to different AA meetings. And they like the fellowship of the people. They like hanging out with people. They do things other than meetings, and that becomes their new way of life. And for them, that is fantastic.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Both my mother and father-in-law were sober for over 24 years. and both of them fell off the wagon. But they fell off the wagon by choice. Both of them. They both admitted it. Yeah, I chose to give it up because, and it had to do with a relocation situation. They left their community and moved hundreds of miles away from it and knew nobody. They didn't know anybody in the new community. And then they ended up with some marital problems. And next thing you know, both of them are drinking again. And both of them admitted the reason they did go back to drinking was because they lost their social structure. And they said it was their choice to move. So really, them falling off the wagon to them wasn't surprising. It was, both of them were disappointed that they did, because of so many years. But they, one thing they learned through the whole process was you got to take responsibility for yourself, and they did, and neither one of them though fell off the wagon to the degree they were when they were forced off the wagon. Thank goodness they never got to that point ever again. That's
yeah, I mean, again, the big thing with Alcoholics Anonymous, they tell you can't take even one drink, because if you take one drink, you go right back to where you were, if not worse. And it's like, well, no, that's not true. That's not put that into someone's head. I mean, I know they put that into people's heads.
It can be. It can be. It's a possibility, but that's not a guarantee that.
But what the problem we have as alcoholics or as people that like to drink is when you get that mentality where you feel like that's what's going to happen and you do that. No, you just got to learn how to control it.
Right.
You got to be responsible. That's all.
Right.
Be responsible.
Bravo.
Don't go to the bar if you've already been drinking. Stay home. It's cheaper.
Yeah, it is. It's quite a bit cheaper.
Oh, damn, I remember when me and Jimmy and all them met up in Nashville this year, man. We've gotten into the bourbons and stuff like that. And of course we're in Nashville at the wrong time of the year, right after July 4th. Paid $22 for a pour of bourbon.
Yeah. Ain't that nuts?
Yeah, it's really nuts. I mean, it was good. It's decent stuff. It was Bullet bourbon, but I can buy a whole bottle of Bullet for $35, $40.
Right, whole bottle.
Right, whole bottle. So
yeah.
Shut out.
Oh, just because you got a job.
Yeah.
I got a job. I got to go back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I only got 2 weeks.
Did you stay off yesterday too?
Yeah. Actually, I came home Monday night. That's why
I know you were on my live stream, so you stayed home Tuesday then too.
Yep. I had all day yesterday to get some local business taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah. And editing.
Well, the editing I did today. That's going to be a fun video, right? It's not a normal video for the Sty North channel. That's it's a fun one. I had such a good time with running water and Allie out there at camp. Yeah, the day was too short. Yeah.
And Allie's of adult age, right? A young adult. She's over 18.
Yeah. Over 21.
Over 21.
Yeah. We were bar hopping.
Yeah, I got the news that was another thing I learned Sunday night that I did not know. I'm a great grandfather again. I've been a great grandfather for 5 weeks. Nobody told me.
Who's?
Isaiah's. Yeah, isn't that wonderful? Don't go down that road. I don't want to talk about it. But his sister, Noli, yeah, she's due. So I'll have 4 great grandkids before long here. That's when the grandkids start having kids, you start. I don't like them having kids yet because
party's over at that point.
It makes you feel pretty old, man. Great grandkids, and they start in the. I mean, if they ever hit the double digits, hell, I'll just dig my hole and crawl in there and bury myself. I mean,
I'm sure running water will help you.
There's so many. I've got so damn many grandkids, 16 grandkids, and I'll tell you right now.
Well, 10 with one woman though.
About 14 of them will probably be producers. So I could see double digit great grandkids. That's crazy.
You hope you live that long.
You know, and that's the thing is, B Lady, thank you. She says, congratulations. Now you get the spoil on top of the spoil part. The thing is why is it that somebody says, hey, I'm a grandpa again, or I'm a great grandpa? We say, well, congratulations. I'm not from the deep South. No. You know, I had nothing.
You're not daddy, great grandpa?
Yeah, I had nothing to do with that kid. I'm telling you. No need to congratulate me because I had nothing to do with that. No, that happened elsewhere. Yeah.
That brings a new meaning to all in the family.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, the family vine.
Mm-hmm. The family tree is straight.
That's
yeah. Here we, wow. Yeah, we've kind of got the family bush going on with how condensed it is on one side. It's just
it's kind of
tell you what.
Your tree's kind of lopsided.
I tell you what.
Our family tree is like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. It's just all
on one side. Gotcha.
I tell you what, you're calling it a bush. I'm going to hire me a Brazilian hitman and give that bush a Brazilian. Yeah. It's terrible. So running water.
How much is a Brazilian?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Don't start with the blonde jokes, man. Don't. But Sindaloo. That's the grandbabies are pretty cool. Yeah. And you know, with great grandbabies, the hard part is explaining to them once they're old enough to understand that their mom and dad are goofballs, their grandma and grandpa failures. You got to get all the way up to my generation before you got somebody to really relate to. Yeah. But that's life. Hey, running water, if you're going to be cutting out, I got something I got to do, guys.
What?
I got to shout out my channel members. And are you leaving, running water?
Oh yeah.
Okay, buddy. Thanks for being up here. Thanks for stopping at camp.
Y'all have a good night.
And we'll catch you next Wednesday.
All right.
Okay, here's my channel members, guys. If you haven't got these people, look them up and get over and help them all out. Here they are. It only takes 1 minute. Don't go anywhere.
I don't think everybody caught that joke. The old Brazilian one.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if everybody knows that one. You know, there's a blonde. She's talking to her brunette friend, and she says, you know, blonde tells the brunette, says, I had sex with a firefighter last night. Brunette kind of looks at her and says, that's nothing. She says, I had sex with a Brazilian. Blonde looks at her like, oh my God, how many is a Brazilian?
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, Donovan.
Yeah, Matt, you're right. Those are some great people there. My channel members, man, it goes a long ways. It really does. It helps keep the channel alive, keeps the internet paid.
Very thankful to have channel members.
Yes. Yeah, they're just the best people.
Yep.
All of you are the best folk. I get all great people here. I was kind of bumming after this last week. It was a rough week and got home early. Well, I got home Monday evening, no more than got in here and kind of settled. And I looked and there's Phil. He goes live. I had to jump up on his panel. And I did have a dear friend, ask why I was so quiet. And I let them know what's going on. And told them, I said, I'll get into it. I'll get into the swing. You can't help it when you're with your friends, you know? And I needed that. I really needed that. When I skipped camp Monday, I wasn't supposed to actually leave camp until Tuesday evening about 7 o'clock is what I scheduled to leave. I text my supervisor and said, nope, can't take it, man. I'm out of here. And he goes, but it's only Monday. I said, yeah. And I'll see you on Thursday. Bye. And it worked out for me, though, because I wouldn't have had a truck. They came and got my truck. Well, today. They got my truck today, and it won't be back till tomorrow afternoon. So that's one thing I have to say about the Forest Service. Oh, boy, they're strict, man. Oil changes every 2,000 miles.
Wow, really?
And full bumper-to-bumper service inspections. I gotta record it every single day, or at least put in the log, no operation for the day. If I turn the key on, I have to inspect that truck, check the oil, tranny fluid, blah, 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 everything, all the fluids, even the windshield washer. You have to tell them, is it half full, quarter full, or full? So you got to do that every time you turn the key on that truck for the day, once a day.
You should. It's a Ford.
And, oh, shut up. I tell you what, that's
a brand new Ford. You got to treat like that. Shit.
My Ford isn't brand new. It's a 2015. It's 6 years old. It's only got 87,000 miles on it. If you treated
your Ford like you treat the Forest Service vehicle, would it not last longer?
Well, I do. I'm anal about my truck. I got a noise going on that can't figure out. I had running water crawl underneath my truck
while he was driving.
He didn't. Technically, yes. Really, I had him in the truck, and I said, "Now listen to this." And I accelerate, and he can hear this loud vibrating hum kind of noise. And hey, have a good night, B lady. We'll see you again soon, I hope.
Good night, B lady.
And I said, it's not the drive line, because it's only when you're accelerating and when there's a load on the motor that you hear that. But the sound is the same no matter how fast the vehicle's rolling or what gear you're in. It doesn't matter. So it's not a moving part that's making that noise. And I told him, I wish the hell that I could get underneath it while it's making that noise and hear it. And he says, I'll crawl under there and listen. We'll try to figure out where it's coming from. Well, the only way I can make that noise is to put it in gear, stand on the brakes, and accelerate. So he's underneath that truck, nosing around trying to figure out where that noise is coming from. Well, I got it in gear and I'm running it at about 1500 RPM, 12 or between 12 and 1500 RPM. If I slipped off that brake, thump thump, no, wasn't a U joint. No, it's not a U joint because of when I get that vibration noise. It's not, yeah. And I've had a lot of U joints go over the years. It's not even. What it is it's an exhaust hanger that's buried way up between the exhaust and the frame. You can't even see the son of a bitch. And I got an exhaust hanger that is basically come apart. And that son of a gun, when you accelerate that engine with a load on it, that exhaust moves just enough that hanger touches the frame. And it's vibrating like hell because of the exhaust vibration. And it pissed me off. It sounds terrible. But looking at it, oh shit, yeah, I got to break down the exhaust all the way to that point to be able to reach that hanger, because you can't reach it from the sides or the front. And just beyond the hanger is the muffler. So you got to break it off at the muffler, pull that out to be able to get to that hanger. So I don't know. I did have one mechanic tell me, just get up there with a cutting torch and cut her off. Then it won't vibrate anymore because it'll be disconnected. Well, I don't want to do that either, because now the exhaust is going to be suspended from, it'll be almost 4 feet from one point to the other that it's suspended by, with 2 joints within that 4 feet.
That won't take long to break down.
Right. So that hanger it's got its purpose. It needs to be there. So I will.
You can't be the first one to have that problem. You can't be the first person to have that problem and not be able to take it to a local shop, not a dealership, but take it to a local shop and have them be like, oh yeah, we've seen this 100 times, and for $75-100, fix your problem.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll either do that before the snow flies or first thing in the spring. Now that I know it's not an actual mechanical issue, then it's not like it's a crisis. It's just annoying to know that, I can hear it.
Yeah, I got to find some time before it gets cold here to do my brakes and my take a look at my exhaust. My vehicle got louder about 6 months ago, and I haven't done anything. I haven't got underneath there. It's one of those things where it's super loud, but it's louder than what it was. So I know something has come ajar or disconnected, but it hasn't gotten any worse, and it's not bad. So it's not like I'm going down the road. It's like, oh, but I definitely know I need to do something with my brakes. They're not grinding, but I got to push them a little bit harder and whatnot. So it's time before it gets before I have to have the dealership do it and pay out the nose.
Right.
Do it myself, without freezing my hands off.
Well, that's me. I mean, I can get rotors for my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Rear rotors are $12 a piece.
Well, that's cheap.
Yeah, it is, ain't it? And I can get a set of pads for the back, both pads, left and right. I can get the full set of pads for $22. So I got $50 in parts to replace rotors and pads. And the problem is I take it to a shop. That turns into $150.
Right.
And so if I'm willing to go out to get my hands a little dirty, man, to save $100, you betcha.
Every job like that is about having the right tools. It's also about knowing how to do it. The only problem I hate about my Tacomas is they have these dang pins that hold the brake pads in, and those things, because of Michigan, they get rusted. And it's hard to get those big long pins out of there because they're rusted. So I've gotten to the point where I replace the pins every single time now. But you got that much pin that sticks out. You got to put a punch on there. You got this very little area to put a hammer in there to try to tap that thing out. I spend more time fucking around with those stupid pins than I do changing the brake pads.
That's what I like with my calipers on mine is it's a large size. I don't know the exact size, but it's a large size Allen, and doesn't take much at all. You back them off and they just slide right out, and I don't know. There's about maybe 3/4 of an inch of that pin that's exposed. I'm surprised, but then again, I guess it's where what kind of exposure it's getting, to elements that mine haven't gunked up. I've had that happen before where they gunk up, and you got to be able to get in there and tap them through with a punch, and but
well, they're not expensive, so I've started just replacing them every time I do the brakes. I put the new pins in there. That way, when I go back the next time to do it, it's a whole lot easier. For the first 200,000 miles I had that truck, I was using the same pins, and I would take them out and I'd clean them up, and I take them, and sand them down, and I put oil on them and everything else. But guess what? That son of a bitch, a month later, was just as rusty as it was when I took it off, and so.
And that's it. You get to the point where, why didn't I just spend a few extra bucks and make my life easy?
That is where a throwaway society is good. Just throw those damn pins away.
I mean, there are some things that they should be thrown away. I mean, your health is important too, especially your mental health.
Well, and you used to be able to turn rotors. Most of rotors you can't turn anymore. To get them to turn a set of rotors is almost impossible anymore. And the thing is if you're changing your brakes out frequently instead of waiting until they're hitting the warning squealers, I hate that. Chirp, 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 chirp. Oh yeah.
Every time you hit the brake,
chirping, your ass better be replacing them within the next day or two.
You got about a 1/4 inch of pad left.
Oh, you may not have that much.
You better get it.
One side might have more than the other.
I have one that's chirping, and I pulled that wheel off. Take a look, because the last time I had a chirp, I had a shoe that cracked straight across. Never seen it happen like that ever happened. It didn't damage my rotor or nothing, but that shoe cracked straight across, and then the back half of the shoe actually blew right out. So when I'd hit the brakes, the chirper would reach that rotor and start chirping, because the front half of the shoe was plenty thick. The back half of the shoe was bending in and chirping. So once I checked that, I thought, well, okay, because what it would do is where that front half had an angle, and before long, it would have been steel against steel. It would have tore the rotor all to pieces. The everything rust there here in Arizona. The batteries you got to replace every 2 years. Yeah, that's what I don't like about Wisconsin and Minnesota either, is the rust.
Oh yeah.
My poor truck, man. I parked next to another King Ranch the other day. A black and tan, just like mine. Same damn truck. That truck was a year older than mine and it looks 15 years newer. And then I saw the plates, Nevada. I told them to go home. Making my truck look bad.
I had a customer last month before last month, one of those ones, picked up a brand new 2021 Corvette.
Oh, wow.
Corvette came in. We parked it out on the lot, sat there for 3 or 4 days before he could get there. He wanted to stop by and see it before we got it cleaned up and everything. And he looked at the thing. He's like, why is there rust on the rotors? Because you're in Michigan. All it takes, I mean, I don't care where you're at.
It. Just park it.
Rotors don't have anything on them. It's bare metal.
If they're not being driven daily, they'll rust right. Yep. See, that's Wisconsin too.
Yep.
Running Water's got a little Honda SUV that he can't drive anymore. That's how a bitch. We got it started up. Gonna go. Well, no, he couldn't get it started, and him and his brother tried pushing it. It's sitting on flat ground. They tried rolling it back by hand, put it neutral. They can't even rock it. And I said, that's because the damn brakes are froze up. Sure as shit, because the last time I used that car, I had to use it. Actually, all I had to do was move it, get it out of the way. I started that sucker up, put it in gear, and it just sat there. No matter how much I hit that bitch, that accelerator, that pig wasn't going to move. So I started slamming it into gear at a high RPM, back and forth. And then finally, it took probably about 6 times abusing that transmission to break all 4 of those wheels loose. And you go down the road and you can just hear that rust on those rotors. So I drove around the neighborhood about a half hour riding the damn brakes. I burned up probably 10% of his brake shoes just cleaning the rotors up. Yeah. And they were just that rusty that they actually seized against the pads and weren't going to let them wheels turn. I hate that shit. I see these salt piles. I just like, damn. I wish they were flammable. I'd sneak in there. I'd be an arsonist. I'd burn them. Because every time I see a truck go by in the winter, I'm going, oh, there goes another chunk of my truck. Mm-hmm. Hate it. Now, one thing I learned out in Montana, and I was really surprised, the county we lived in, Montana, they didn't even have salt, period. What they put on the roads was coal dust. Super fine coal dust. And whenever it would snow, they'd only plow down to about 1 inch, maybe 2 inches of the road surface and let traffic compact that snow. And then they come along and sprinkle coal dust on all the roads. That would melt into and freeze into that layer. Shit, you could do 60 miles an hour around a 50-mile-an-hour curve on that shit. And what they would do is they build up all those layers until that layer on the road surface was about 3 to 4 inches thick. And then they come through with road graders that got these square carbide teeth on the blades. And they cut grooves in it. And that exposes all that coal dust. And it's like driving on dry pavement. Mm. It was amazing. But one thing I noticed, so many people in the community I was living in were doing this, and I thought, look at their vehicles. They're black from the coal dust. They look nasty. And I stopped at this buddy of mine's shop, and he's out there with like a mosquito sprayer. It's got the wand, you pump it up and spray. And he's spraying his truck. And I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm treating my truck so it won't rust. And I said, what are you spraying on there? And he goes, fuel oil. Them goofballs will spray all the way from below your door handles all the way down under your rockers and the undercarriage of your vehicle with fuel oil. Never wash your vehicle until spring. And then they pressure wash and heavy soap wash their vehicle. And those damn vehicles, none of them had a spot of rust on them. They looked like hell all winter. But then people out in Montana they're not going for looks. They want it to last, you know. And then I found out they're doing it to the school buses. School bus comes by, well, out there. That's one thing my kids were glad they were homeschooled for, because we would have snow days, even though we homeschool. If it was snowing super hard, go out and play in that shit, you know. Hi, JCT. But our schools in northwestern Montana never closed. Our school buses, big ass school buses, were all-wheel drive with big lift kits on them. And I watched them chain up those buses in one storm. Front and back wheels, all chained up, and they're off to pick the kids up for the day. Yep, no such thing as a snow day. And I'll tell you what, I knew the superintendent of the school, and twice he sent one of the bus drivers out to tow me out of the ditch with the bus, because the bus will do it. Yeah, all-wheel drive, go through anything. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to see who's in the chat that's on us. We were showing 11 people, and like there are 3 people chatting, so I thought maybe we get a hell yeah out of some people, so we know they're still awake and still there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because I know I have fallen asleep during a Sty live stream before, so I am guilty.
That's true.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
I do. I wasn't drinking then. That's the funny part.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is I do have followers that don't chat much anymore, but I'll talk to them. You know, we'll PM each other, that still watch me while they're laying in bed so they can fall asleep comfortably. Now that's horseshit. You know, that's what a creator really wants to hear is, oh, I use you to put me to sleep. You know, what the hell? What do I have to do? I tell you what.
It's funny. Earlier we were going over our topics tonight. So we've talked about strippers. We've talked about car repair. We've talked about politics. We've talked about what else did Matt J? AA. What else have we talked about? We've talked about we have covered a ton of topics tonight.
We sure have, and that's
just what I can remember.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, that's what it's all about. Oh heck, yeah. We'll be talking about spooky, creepy houses next Wednesday.
It's funny you mention that, because my next video I'm putting out, I'm working on it right now, and I'm going to work on this thing until I get it the way I want it.
Uh-huh.
But I'm working on something that's not spooky, but could be, I don't know what you call it, but
all depends on the viewer, kind of.
It's something different than what I normally do.
It
involves what I do, but it's different.
Yeah, and that's what I did. Was this video had to do with me working with the Forest Service, but that's only a peripheral thing involved. The heart of the whole video is something I haven't done before, you know. And
I think that'd be cool.
I didn't think it would be as fun to do, you know. It was very enjoyable.
Hey, and Prepper, I wish I could find some place like that around here. Because I don't scare easy.
I've got another place. If the weather holds, weather's good, I got another place I want to go check out. That it's a collapsed summer home, small, more. I call it a cottage more than a home, but that's in the middle of the damn woods. And if you're not really looking, you drive down this dead end road. And if you're looking real close, it's up on a hill, and you can see a good portion of it still standing there. And I want to walk. I want to go in there and take the camera and nose around. Yeah.
Yeah, I find all those types of places intriguing. I think I find them intriguing because I want to be afraid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want something that's going to
give you a little bit of a thrill.
Yeah. Put, make the hair stand up on the back of your neck.
Get the adrenaline running.
Right.
Yeah.
But you also got to be careful of those places too, that you're not falling through the floor.
Well, okay. You better watch that video Sunday.
Sorry.
No, you better watch it. You better watch it. Yeah. Falling down is part of things, you know. It's as long as nobody,
for you anyways.
As long as nobody gets hurt. Yeah. Oh no. Sunday's video. Sty's not the star. Yeah.
I'm going to take one last potty break before we hit the 3-hour mark. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, Matt J, we need a campfire next. Well, I won't be doing a campfire until November. Yeah. And I'll be getting back on the regular schedule. November 8th is when it'll start. And I'll be doing 5 streams a week. Sty times, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. And then around the campfire Thursday nights at 7 p.m. And Sty Story Sundays coming back every Sunday at 7 p.m. all Central Time. I'm actually starting to feel a little excited about getting home. I'm going to be taking a week. I'll still do a Wednesday night camp chat. It'll be the final one that very first week of November. But I'll be spending that whole week getting everything set up to go back to my regular 5 stream a week schedule. Actually, yeah, I'll be busy in a sense, but I did that for a whole year, that schedule. It just, for me, it becomes routine. Yeah, I don't do the s'mores. I love s'mores. I love them. Don't get me wrong. I don't do the s'mores, but I do roast a marshmallow now and again during campfire streams. Yeah, during the campfire. Because I do them right here from the studio with a campfire background, and I set my little backpack camp stove up and roast my marshmallows right here on the stream. Yeah. Give myself some wasted carbs, you know. But I miss those streams. I really do. I've started looking at and getting prepared to do the Sty Time show, where those 3 shows, for those of you that haven't seen Sty Times, I don't have panelists up. I take a topic and I cover that topic for 1 hour, and then that's the end of the show. But around the campfire, it's like tonight's stream. We get panelists up, and we usually get several panelists that pop up and down. And we have pretty good chats, pretty good discussions, yeah. And then Sty Story Sunday in the first half hour. At the half hour mark, I do a Sty Story, and then we chat the rest of the evening away. Yeah. Yeah. It's been quite the summer, man. Well, yeah. I'm only 2 weeks away from 6 full months out there hosting a campground. Yeah. It's really, it's hard. It's hard for me even to believe that 6 months have gone by. I mean, yeah. It'll be next year, God willing. My health stays in good enough shape. I'll be doing it again. Yeah.
There you go.
And I don't know that I'll do the solid 6 months next year. I might wrap it up after Labor Day like everybody else does next year. We'll see. We'll see. I am so tempted to get the adventure trailer squared away where it's super comfortable and take it on the road in the fall and maybe host a campground down south somewhere in the Southwest. And next year, if all goes well, Oji-san, Jimmy, wants to do a gathering. And if they do it in October like they're talking, I believe I'm going to head down there with the adventure trailer. And yeah, because that'd be such a blast. That'd be such a blast.
Yeah, I think we'll have a good time. We had a good time in Nashville. I mean, I just wish we could have had more people there. And I think if we do this in Arkansas or Branson, wherever it winds up down in that area, I think we'll get more people. So
yeah.
I mean, the Nashville thing was, for some people would be too expensive. I mean, our hotel room wasn't cheap. For while we were there, so I understand.
And that's why I figured for what it cost me for a hotel room to stay, hang out for anywhere from 3 to 7 days. If I tug trailer down there, Jimmy says you just park the damn trailer right on his place, and that would work sweet. And I started looking around. There are campgrounds with reasonable commuting to his place that I can go in rather cheaply and set up. It's a lot cheaper than a hotel room. And with the trailer, it's nice because you drop the trailer and you get her all locked up tight. You can take off, go do what you want,
Yep.
And but when we couldn't do the super hot convention last year, that was such a heartbreaker, man.
Well, I missed it the year before. The very first year, I missed it.
Yeah,
I was so bummed with that. That was heartbreaking. But then we lost it because of COVID, and then they didn't have it again this year. This year they didn't have the Chicago one. They did do the New York one, and I only found out about that way too late. And I don't want to go to New York. I mean, fuck all those blue people in New York. And and then they had the Ohio one, and then just the Ohio one is just, and that would have been the one to go to for me this year, and I didn't get up the ambition to go. So
yeah. And that's it. Is and I had plans for this summer throughout the winter. Nicholas Green and we were going to take a northwestern Montana tour. Pull the adventure trailer out to northwestern Montana and down through Yellowstone, West Yellowstone. I got a friend there that's been begging me to show up, and we'd take a little bit of a paddling trip down the Yellowstone River, and it was going to be a blast. And we had a trapping convention on the way home. The timing was perfect that I could get Nicholas to. We're going to do some gold panning and the like. And Nick's only been out once, Matt. Yeah, he's been out one time. Yeah. John and Jan with Adventures in the Heartland been out 4 times.
But they're avid campers. They travel all over the place.
They are, yeah. And it's great because they have family up in northern Minnesota that they go to spend vacation time with. And I'm right between them and their families. So they always plan to stay over for a couple of nights where I'm at. And it's a blast. It's a blast.
I'm still trying to get the stains scrubbed out of the floor back here for where Nicholas Green came and visited me back this summer.
You are terrible.
I just wish we could have spent more time together, hung out longer.
Yeah,
but I understand, man. I mean, that was my thing with Get Her Done Granny. I saw her when we headed to Virginia, and we just stopped by and had late dinner or late lunch with her, and 45 minutes to an hour we spent with her, and it was like I wanted to spend. So I would have loved to spend a couple of days just talking and hanging out and everything else, and we didn't get to. And it's just like it's kind of like me and Nicholas. It was kind of like we got to spend about 45 minutes or an hour or so together, and that was pretty much it. But it was good. It's good. It's always good to meet somebody that you meet them here, but you haven't never physically met them in person.
That's right. And yet it's so different when you're actually sitting across from each other and chatting. It's
different, but same. So it's typically the person is exactly like Jimmy always says. Jimmy says this constantly. They were exactly who I thought they'd be. They were exactly who I thought they'd be. And again, that's everybody I've met, they're exactly who I thought who they appear to be up on screen. So sounds good, Cindy. A nice apple pie. Would be good right now. Nice homemade apple pie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, a little vanilla ice cream on it. Nice warm pie with a little vanilla ice cream on it.
I got some
little brown sugar.
I got some store-bought pie crusts in my fridge. I should haul those back to camp and make myself some apple pudgy pies. Yeah.
I got nothing here to make anything good.
Yeah, that was funny. Nick scoping out Phil's sauce rack. Yeah.
What was funny is I wasn't 100% sure he was going to make it. He was talking about coming to Michigan and the timing and everything else. I messaged him, and he only messaged me about 15 minutes before he actually showed up. But at that point, I wasn't waiting around. I had stuff I had to get done. So I was in the pool, cleaning the pool when he got here, doing something in the pool. I wasn't swimming, but I had my back to him when he pulls up in the driveway, and suddenly I start hearing some noises. I'm like, I turn around, and there he is. I'm in the pool, and he's out there. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
His buddy, So
yeah.
So then, of course, I have to let him into the house and go and change into dry clothes to bring them down into here so they could see the little setup.
Yeah.
You see, you can't see over there. Sty's over there in the corner somewhere.
Oh, Sty 2.0.
Sty 2.0. We ain't seen it a lot lately. We only bring Sty 2.0 out to give Sty, the real Sty, a hard time. So
yeah, which you do a good job of.
Since he's not around, we don't have to bring Sty 2.0 out.
Yeah, well, winter's coming, Yeah. I actually pulled my camouflage Santa suit out of the closet yesterday, and I put that bitch on. And oh, Jesus. So I started grabbing all the pillows off my bed and shoving them in all over me. Yeah.
You got to put a few more pillows in this year.
So, yeah. I didn't use any pillows last year. I
probably wouldn't need any pillows this year.
I definitely need pillows this year. Damn it. So it's going to be hot. I mean, it's going to be hot wearing that suit stuffed full of pillows.
Stuffed full of pillows, yeah.
Yeah. I noticed online, you can buy the Santa belly. You put the Santa belly on and put a T-shirt on over it. And then you put your Santa suit on.
That's if you're trying to make it look real. Who gives a shit if it looks real?
Well, it's got to be comfortable, man. I got to sit here for 8 hours, Oh,
you're going to wear that on your Christmas
Day. Yeah. So
if you're sitting, no one's got to know how fat you are. No one knows how fat I am, and I'm sitting except for my face.
They got to see that belt go like that, Yeah, Jesus. We don't need to see that. Oh, my God. Well, it ain't winter yet. It's not nipply out, so stop it.
Oh, it's always nipply around me.
That's it. That's it.
I don't know. I wear a T-shirt, and then I wear my polo shirts at work, and I still got diamond diamond cutters going, so I can't get rid of them. So when I used to run, it was always a problem. If I ran the distance, man, I don't care what I would do. I tried to run with Band-Aids on, and you just can't run with fucking Band-Aids covering your nipples. I'm sorry.
And
that's an impossibility.
And the problem is, boy, when you're running with 2 spikes on your chest, it don't take long. It's amazing how much that hurts. How, boy, tender. Oh, yeah. Shit. You come in from working hard and you take your shirt off and you don't even want a breeze going across them puppies, man. They sting so much from all the sweat and the rubbing against the shirt. Oh, shit.
I only ever got that when I was running, and it was and a regular like 6-mile run or anything like that wouldn't do it. But once they were irritated, man, I can remember when I did my marathon, when I got done, the blood was from both of them were almost down to the waistband of the shirt. Had gone that far. Of course, they were a little straight, but man, those things were sore.
Oh yeah, and then of course, there's some reason you're going to have to wear a shirt that's going to aggravate them for work or something, you know. And that's yeah. Oh, I don't have to deal with it too much anymore.
Yeah, me neither. My running days are pretty much gone.
Yeah, I paced myself enough to avoid that issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to do the piercings, man. Yeah, a buddy of all my ink. A lot of it got paid for by working at the parlor. I'd do appointments for them, and I'd do piercings for them. Nipples, lips, noses, ears. The nothing downstairs. Ain't happening.
You're not doing anybody's shaft?
No. They come in and ask. This one fella come in and he asked for a Jacob's ladder. I said, ain't happening in this parlor.
Not
and
this
he goes, because I know my artist, he wouldn't do it. And I told him, I said, you ain't getting one here. And then he started demanding, and he started bashing the parlor because we didn't do genitals, right? And I told him, if you want a ladder downstairs so bad, let's go out back, and I'll shove a ladder right up your fucking ass. But I ain't touching your tool. That ain't happening.
I mean, you gotta respect someone that doesn't want to tattoo your genitals.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
It's if you want it done, that's your choice. If I want to do it, that's my choice.
He's not a medical doctor. It's not like you're coming in there and he's wanting, you got to maybe have an ugly penis that he doesn't want to see because he's a medical doctor. No, he's a piercer.
That's like, this is no kidding. He's a friend of the family's, and he's a gynecologist. And my brother said to him, God, I wish I would have gone into that line of work. He says, you lucky bugger.
Pussies and good pussies.
And you know what this guy said? And he said it in front of my mother. I thought she was going to faint. He goes, I'm a gynecologist. When they're coming to see me, there's nothing nice about down there.
Yeah.
There's something wrong down there. They're not coming in here because it's perfect. He says it's something you really want to get involved with. He says it's not pretty 90% of the time.
There you go.
And my brother's like, well, that's a freaking disappointment. and it's like he said, why would they come to me if everything's okay down there?
Well, you're supposed to go there every so often just because,
Screening.
Exactly.
Screening. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like guys, women don't like to have that thing rammed into their crotch area and opened up when there ain't nothing wrong. I mean, you go through that stuff if there's something wrong, but who the hell wants that big jaws of life shoved in your cervix opened up if there's not something wrong? Yeah, now we're talking vaginas too, Matt J. Yes,
you never know
with the topics.
Cindy Lou's got 4 cats. Yeah.
Hey, Rebecca.
Yeah, I've got bunch of tats, but they all run into each other. You know, this half sleeve is a series of a lot of tats all interplaying, and my right sleeve, it's all mountain goats from the wrist to the elbow, and then the big old grizzle bear on the upper arm, and then three of my grandkids on my chest and my mom and pop on my back. So I got tats running into tats, and yeah, I have never been so disappointed as getting tagged as diabetic, and I still pushed it, and I had some tat work done, even though I was having diabetic issues, and they did heal up, but it took so long for them to heal compared to usual after I was diabetic.
Hey, and family, have a good night, man.
Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for being here. But now at this stage of the game, I was asked if I could, if I was willing to. There's a piece that I wanted done on my left leg from about my knee up to my hip.
What was the name?
Hey, watch it. That of the Edmund Fitzgerald in the middle of a storm. Hey, you want to see my big boat?
Exactly.
I'll have to drop my pants to show it to you.
Yeah, I don't have any piercings. Never have. I've only got one tattoo. So
I had my ear pierced for a while. But I gave up on that shit. We had a lot of people pushing our tattoo parlor to start doing implants, and I talked to our artist. He agreed. I said, "Ain't happening, man. Ain't happening."
Like horns and shit.
Well, horns and actual underlays. You take a surgical steel shape. It'll be like a star or an arrow or any kind of shape, a cross, and you use a knife that looks like the old-fashioned butter knives where it's got a perfectly round tip on it. And that knife is razor sharp down both sides and around the tip. And wherever if they want that implant in the middle of their forehead, you just make about a 1 inch, 3/4 to 1 inch slit, and then you slide that knife against the skull, and it raises the skin up, and you slide that surgical steel shape under there, and then you pull the knife out, and you just pat all the air out of it. And oddly enough, we just use butterflies, and it would heal. And for the rest of their damn lives, unless they have it cut out, they've got a star or a cross or something protruding under the skin. And breast awareness should be next tonight. Well, if I saw some breasts other than his, I'd probably be willing to go that way.
We're all aware of my breasts, and nobody really wants to be
almost too aware.
Too aware. It's really too aware.
Yeah. Kathy. Yeah. That's cool. The whole center of my back is my mom and pop's wedding photo. Yeah. That bugger got that photo won an international tattoo convention award. Got published in Ink and Tattoo magazine. Yeah.
Sty, I'm going to call it a night, my friend.
Well, it is that time of the night, fella. We're going to say good night to everybody. Love y'all. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. It's been great. We're hitting that 3-hour mark. Oh, my old butt screaming, ow! Get up and walk. if you still can walk, you old fart, you know. But like usual, guys, I'll be back next Wednesday. You'll see me next Wednesday, and I might pop on a Phil's live. I might sneak out of camp early again. You never know. So, and until the next time, I want you all to stay safe out there. Take good care of yourselves, and we'll see you all Wednesday. Bye, Phil.
Bye, guys.